But right now, we're going to welcome our players for the opening match. And here comes the 7th seed from the United States, Alex Michelsen. So impressive in beating Gael Monfils in the last round. 3-set match. Entertaining stuff. And he goes from playing the oldest player in the Stuttgart draw to playing the very youngest. And here comes 17-year-old Justin Engel, the wild card. Such a bright future on early evidence of the matches we've seen from him on the tour. Impressive in Hamburg before Roland Garros. He was impressive here in his opening match. Coming from behind to beat James Duckworth in the first round, much to the delight of the Stuttgart crowd. Now, build on that victory over Monfils. We join the umpire for formalities.
All close enough, they're going to be automatically on the board. Shot clock will be visible there in the Lavazza Cup and also there, so please keep an eye on that between points. For the towel, can you use the number 1, Alex? And number 2 for you. And please, grass court, so be careful with your rackets, especially your racket on the grass court. Any questions for now? Would you like to call ATP or the word, Alex?
ATP.
ATP. We have ATP?
Serve.
Serve. You stay. Have a good match.
Always very decisive, Alex Michelsen, and no doubt that he was going to serve first after winning the toss. Alexander Zverev, 4th seed Felix Auger-Aliassime off the buys from the opening round. For now, though, it's this man, Alex Michelsen from the United States. Big talent at only 20, 35 in the world. Hoping to break into that top 30, I would imagine, sometime very soon.
Eerste set. Afslag Alex Michelsen.
Michelsen will serve first. Young Justin Engel, only 17. The wild card down here closest to the camera.
Nul 15. Love 15. Nul 13. Love 13.
Point for Michelsen after a slow start, hasn't made a first serve so far. And having elected to serve first, this is not particularly what he would have wanted. But played a much better point now.
I imagine we're going to see Michelsen creep forwards towards that net on a number of occasions throughout this match, but that volley had far too much elevation on it. Such a fluid motion, that serve, isn't it? He's got the high toss, the fluidity, the sort of natural swing technique. Often goes for placement rather than power.
Or maybe a bit of both.
Bit of both.
Very effective. Perfect way to save 2 break points, 2 aces.
Partij Michelsen. Led for service.
He's got a sturdy backhand, Engel. It's a good shot. He's developed a really good technique so young in his career. And you can see Michelsen late on that.
And it's pretty compact as well, which also works nicely on the grass when he has less time on the ball.
Out, Partij Michelsen.
Spiel Michelsen. Yes, I spiel first game.
So testing opening service game for Alex Michelsen. Comfortably the higher ranked man out here. But 3 aces, the serve getting him out of trouble. But I think this is a really good test for Engel. A really good test of his level, because he wasn't that far away from Rublev in Hamburg. And lost to Francisco Cerundolo as well in Almaty. So those are his 2 top 50 matches so far.
Aufschlag Justin Engel. No 15. La 15.
Ball.
Points in by the 15-0.
That's clever, well played.
The Reise points in.
Yeah, not only is it a good test of his level, but it's also a good test of his adaptability to different surfaces, because this is only his 2nd match on grass, and you do have to make adaptations here and there.
Peter Compton, 40-15. Spiel Engel.
Well, that is a highly impressive opening service game from the 17-year-old. Mentioned he'd be the youngest quarter-finalist in tournament history. We gather he would be the youngest ATP quarter-finalist on grass since Boris Becker famously won Wimbledon as a 17-year-old in 1985.
No, Fontaine.
I remember Nadal actually as a 16-year-old on grass when he came to Wimbledon. Well before he won his first French Open in 2005. Because of course he missed the French Open of 2004. Would have been ready to play the tournament that year. Emerging on the tour the previous year, 03.
And grass really is a surface that you would think, in theory, wouldn't favour the younger players, because it's all about power and aggression, and you do need to be, you know, physically developed in order to achieve that.
Engel, he absolutely looks physically developed, doesn't he? I mean, you look at his face, he looks about 10, but the body is ready to go. And I think they've been quite wise to basically say, that's it for the juniors. We're on to the main tour. He looks ready. I mean, that is strength.
Serious strike.
15-40.
For the second game in a row, he has 15-40 on the Michelsen serve. A couple of stunning returns. The backhand to take him to break point, the forehand to claim the game. Really excellent start from such a prospect. Justin Engel 2-1 up against the 7th seed with an early break.
Just hasn't played that many matches on the ATP Tour, so there isn't going to be a great deal of information about him. He's the new kid on the block.
I do think we've seen enough already in, in 3 matches, 3 and a bit matches across Hamburg and here to suggest this is a proper player.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to make predictions at the age of 17 as to how good he could be. Anything can happen in any athlete's career, but he's got all the raw material, all the potential to go right to the very top, in my opinion.
Let for service. De Reizen Thompson, 30-15. De Reizen beide. 30. Weer 40-30. Spiel Engel.
First ace to close the game out. Good recovery. It was tight at 30 all after a couple of forehand errors.
3 games to 1.
But again, it's all part of the learning experience.
Well, he's also an absolutely incredible shot maker, as we've seen in the 15 minutes of tennis so far. Gets so much explosive power, and so he's fun to watch as well. I think he's going to have a lot of fans throughout his career.
He's got the sleeve shirt like Rafa in the early days. Not quite the 3/4 length shorts. Now that's a really strong volley from Michelsen. He's in a good position to play it. Look, he makes the ground up the court swiftly, but then with soft hands, makes the ball die on the grass with the volley.
De Reizer Fountain. 30-15.
Just rushing him, isn't he? Rushing him with the return. That ball is back so quickly at Michelsen.
Well, his return of serve position is very aggressive as well. He's striking it on or inside the baseline pretty much every time.
Here's the Reizer. 40-30.
And that is a serve that Michelsen can rely on in times of need, that slider on the juice court.
Einstein deuce.
And there is kind of an element of Michelsen knowing that the second serve is going to be punished, so maybe he feels he needs to do just a little bit more with it. That's where the 3 doubles have come from.
Let second service.
Yeah, a little shake of the head from him there after that. Let cord.
I don't...
Portae Michelsen. Spiel Michelsen.
Well, these service games are just too tight for comfort for Alex Michelsen.
3 games to 2.
First serve percentage up at 64. That's pretty decent. He's won every point played on his first serve to date. 7 out of 7.
Home 10-0. 15 love. Ball.
Good. Again, it's the weight of shot from the back of the court which puts Engel in charge of that rally. Allows him to come up the court. Still needs to make the volley though, which he does with aplomb.
And he's hitting to such excellent depth, so he's generating these opportunities to move forwards.
PS 4-11. Spiel. Engel. Engel führt 4-2. 4 games to 2.
Well, this is such a huge opportunity for him, isn't it? And I have absolutely no doubt that he'll be aware of its magnitude, but he doesn't look in any way nervous or anxious.
No.
Noel Fountain, Lot 15. Home 10 by that. 15 on.
Yeah, first serve, let's go. Come on. Here we go.
The rise of Thompson.
He's pretty tactically astute, is Michelsen. He tends to pick up on patterns quite quickly. We heard him just telling himself there that he needs to make a first serve. So he took some pace off, went for the jam serve.
Out.
Always find he's feels pretty measured as well when you talk to him, like wise beyond his years, Michelsen.
Oh.
Winner. I mean, it's off a dubious part of the racket, but you have to admire his ambition. I mean, look at him coming in here. He's halfway between the service line and the baseline. So Michelsen says, yeah, I can maybe net approaches as well.
New balls, please.
Nice overhead.
Engel 4-3. 4 games to 3.
Remains a single break in this entertaining. New balls in play. Engel 4-3 with a break. That happened in the Monfils match as well with Michelsen. Oh no, it was Duckworth, wasn't it? Duckworth with Engel. Massive stuff again. Yeah, Duckworth in a similar situation said, "No, can you show me the ball, please? Because that's the etiquette in this sport." Maybe less so in the juniors.
Still learning the ways of the tennis world, isn't he? We've already seen a glimpse of how well he's able to attack. But he's pretty solid in defense as well, nifty around the court. Is just generating so many shorter balls and opportunities for him to step in and attack off the ball three.
Yeah, still hasn't lost a point behind that first serve. In fact, only 3 in total across the set.
Oh. Here's a function. 40-15.
I feel like he's carrying a real wave of home support here and momentum within the match as well. Growing in confidence all the time, and that's scary. Particularly on serve, he's producing such a high level. Michelsen serving at 3-5 to stay in the set.
compact swings of
Noel
the
Compton,
return of
love
serve,
15.
so he's really able to absorb the pace of Michelsen.
Let's first service. Compton by the 15-0. De reizen van Zona. 30-15. Let first service. Here's a Compton. 40-15.
Like you said earlier, Pip, he knows he's going to have to go for more with these serves. He needs to hit lines consistently from here on to work his way back into the match.
Here's a Grazie. 40-30. Out. Spiel Michelsen.
And a couple in that game
Engel
on the service line.
Engel.
It has to be that good today from Alex Michelsen in dealing with the challenge of Justin Engel, who after the sit down will be serving for the opening set with a 5-4 lead. Roland Garros in the last couple of weeks didn't have great results actually.
Compton 15-11.
Well, Michelsen
30-11.
30 all in the fourth game of this set, but apart from that, it's been total dominance on serve from Justin Engel.
De Reizenfontein. 30-15.
Just blocks the copybook a little bit. First double fault. Off the baseline with that backhand, unerring accuracy.
And this hasn't just happened once. This has been consistently happening. That's the type of depth that he has been very frequently hitting to.
Let's replay the point.
Very loud sound out of a walkie-talkie there, just as
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the radio, we need to replay the point. Reizenfontein, 40-15.
Quite correctly, I think, asking for the point to be replayed. What a way to finish the set. So impressive. I mean, look at that reaction from the normally very cool and understated Philipp Kohlschreiber. He knows that was a classy set, demonstrating everything that this young man is about. Justin Engel at 17 has won the first set 6-4 against
Michelsen.
I mean, what more can he do?
Reizenfontein, la 15.
I mean, that's a disappointing start because he wasn't rushed as much for that forehand as he has been at times during the first set. And it is the over-pressing, isn't it, which has been his undoing.
It is, but he knows he has to do that because otherwise Engel will completely dictate on his own terms. I mean, say over pressing. I mean, he's only hit 12 unforced errors. It's not crazy numbers.
No. Let for service. Points in the Reiser, 15-30. Let for service. De Reiser bij de 30.
Really excellent low volley from Michelsen.
40-30.
I mean, look where he takes this, behind the service line. Did Engel miss the trick of going down the line there?
Spiel Michelsen.
So from the off 30, that's a solid hold from the American. Crucially so, you feel. The way Engel's been serving, one break could well be enough in this second set.
Yeah, he is someone, Michelsen, who has a very calm demeanour and mentality on court. And you definitely do need that on grass, because it's a surface that can really rattle you with its unpredictability, its bad bounces, the fact that a couple of points here and there can completely change the trajectory of a match.
Point in 0. 15-11.
It's just getting better and better.
De Reiser 0.
Wow.
30-11. Let second service. Here's 0, 4-11. Spiel Engel.
He's only dropped 2 points on serve in his last 4 service games combined. Only 5 in total across the whole match. I mean, barely enough for Michelsen to win a single game. And still the perfect record continues with the first serve. He's absolutely untouchable with that. 20 points played, 20 points won.
think is even more impressive about those serving stats is that of those 20 points that he won, actually only 3 of them were aces. So it's not as if he's just firing down aces. He's, you know, he's constructing the point. He's using the serve to build the foundations for the rest of the point. So impressive.
Momentan 13. 15-30.
Nice improvisation. A few different options there, and you could see the clocks ticking in his mind before playing the shot.
He took a bit of pace off the first serve, didn't he, to just ensure that he landed the first delivery. Absolutely outclassing him from the back of the court. The weight of shot too hot to handle for Michelsen.
I stand deuce.
Oh, unbelievable power. Michelsen's got him on the back foot there, but Engel has counterpunched his way to the point. Again, it's the depth that he's able to generate with that forehand. Gave the American no chance, second break chance in the game. The 17-year-old leads this match by a set and a break. And that one strike on the Michelsen serve may well be enough. temperatures into the late 20s. It's going to get warm tomorrow and Saturday into the early 30s. It'll be tough for these players, particularly those playing back-to-back, which is everyone from now on.
15-11. De reiziger 0. 30-11. Peter 0. 40-11.
What a rare miss from the back of the court.
40-15.
There really have been so few of those.
Yeah, he's been exceptionally solid. Bearing in mind the amount of winners and how aggressive he's been as well.
Spiel. Engel.
What is also so impressive is his movement to the corners of the court and the way he's able to stay so balanced. And he was supposedly a kickboxer in his younger years, and he nearly took that to a professional level as well. So maybe that's where some of
the balance.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, sweet timing again on that forehand winner down the line.
You get a lot of these professional tennis players who are also very, very good at other sports. Yannick Sinner, for example, in his skiing. Lots of them are good at golf as well. And I wonder just whether it's cause or whether it's effect.
Punten beide. 15-0.
Just look back over the scorecard of the match. That's the what would it be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th time out of 8 that Engel's won the first point on a Michelsen service game. Again, that's a really positive thing for the coach to look at. And he's really locked in. He's focused at the start of these games.
De reizenpunten. 30-15.
So effortless and simple, doesn't he? Just soaks up the pace of Michelsen. Very, very small take back.
And right on top of the baseline when he plays that.
He really doesn't have a lot of time to react, but it looks like he does. He's making it look like he does.
Having to work so hard again to scramble potentially through this game. But Engel's won at least 2 points on all but one Michelsen service games in this match. Every game has been tight.
Michelsen. Engel viewed the rise by.
He's still playing, he's still challenging, still serving well. 9th ace for him now. But Engel, a break ahead. If he can keep this form up, he's not far away from the quarterfinals. Wild card.
Punkt 0, 15 love. Rijder 0. 30 love.
I mean, you've got to feel like Michelsen's got to adjust something here, just to get a better look at these first serves. Yes, Engel is serving brilliantly, but 25 points, 1 out of 25 on first serve. Well, it's about adjusting his returning position, just making a couple of little alterations, even just on a trial basis for 1 or 2 points. It's got to be worth a go, because nothing's working for him at the moment. These games are too easy for Engel.
Engel. New balls, please.
Just the 1 point dropped on serve in the set.
4 games to 2.
Just the 3 points dropped on serve in his last 6 service games combined. What would you do if you were Alex Michelsen?
Well, off the return of serve, there's something to be said for just retreating a little bit, chipping the ball back into play, maybe some slice here and there, just getting yourself back into the point. And, well, I guess he's just got to hope that Engel starts missing, and he hasn't done a great deal of that.
Yeah, it's a massive problem for him, isn't it? Because, as you said earlier, if he does that, he runs the risk of being hurt by the second shot of Engel, which has been so impressive today. He stands tight at the baseline. Engel's got more chance of getting past him with the serve.
Hold in by them. 15-all.
For Michelsen on the serve, I mean, the one thing he's got to improve is he's just got to get that first serve percentage up, because he's winning very few points on his second serve. Engel's just stepping up with that aggressive court position, soaking up the pace and manipulating it into a corner.
Easy function. 40-15.
Depth is not coming by accident. Time and time again, he's striking these ground strokes to within inches of the baseline. Just incredible timing.
Did you see that number? 9.9 out of 10, the rating for Engel's forehand. And I tell you what, he's just played two nice ones there as well. Is there a chance we could get to 10 out of 10?
Well, I was surprised it was so low in the first set, because in the first set it still felt like he was dismantling Michelsen every time he hit a forehand. But the fact that it's improved so much in the second.
Michelsen. Michelsen.
Well played, Michelsen doing what he can on serve. And now the big challenge, the really big challenge, the one that isn't getting any easier. How on earth does he get a point on the Engel serve, let alone the break back that he
that side. I think stand in good stead. Also saw that beforehand,
15
well,
love.
9.9, so you've got to be doing absolutely everything you can to just get the ball off Engel's forehand.
And it's so good again. You look at that, it's a second serve. Michelsen knows full well that all his points, the few points he's won on the Engel serve, have all been on second serves. But he delivers that body blow. It's really mature serving.
Here's Engel. 40 love.
Oh my. I mean, this is one of the great performances from a 17-year-old on the tour.
5 games to 3.
We've seen a few who've turned into all-time greats, of course, who've been starring at this sort of age. But this is a young man with such a big future. And what a performance he's delivering in this second set.
15 love.
I mean, his serve is rated as at 8.6 out of 10 in this set, Engel. But he's only lost 1 point on it. And these numbers that take into account accuracy, power, potency, spin, and all that. Well, it's great for analysis of the game, but ultimately, what's the idea? The idea is to win the point. So if you're not losing any points, how can it be any less than 10 out of 10?
Let for service.
I mean, that's, again, another shot just to mark down as a highlight of the day from Engel.
Incredible court awareness as well, because he knows that Michelsen is coming forward, so he knows he needs to keep it low over the net, get it to the feet of his opponent.
Here's a Fountain. 40-15. Let's for service.
Oh, poor Alex. Not much has gone his way today. Halfway back to his chair there, thinking he'd hit his 11th ace.
Let for service. Here's the riser. 40-30. Spiel Michelsen. Engel führt 5-4. 5 game minutes to
So
4.
it comes down to the challenge of serving out the match for Justin Engel. He leads 6-4, 5-4. What a moment ahead for him. Of this event, the youngest on the tour on grass since Boris Becker winning Wimbledon back in the 80s. No sign of flinching. Just to confirm the numbers, he's only lost a single point on serve in this entire set and only 6 on serve in the whole match. Small wins for Alex Michelsen, who to his credit has kept a very positive attitude throughout.
Grazie 15. 30-15.
The numbers today are super scary. That's one of them. 97% of times he's on top in the point, he goes on to win it. And he's hit another line with a forehand. The forehand that is rated at 9.9 out of 10 today. I mean, come on, if he hits a forehand winner on match point here, someone somewhere has got to tick that up to 10 out of 10. You've got to. He deserves it. 2 match points. What a performance, a statement performance, a mark of his potential, his immense potential. In some ways, an I was there moment. as Justin Engel dismantles Alex Michelsen for a first top 50 win. 6-4, 6-4. He looks like he's been playing at this level for years, and yet he's only 17. Look at the ovation, and everyone here fortunate enough to have a ticket today in Stuttgart knows that they have seen something very, very special. His forehand rated at 9.9 out of 10. Almost unheard of in a straight sets victory. He's into the quarterfinals.